Hey, good morning. It is me, your girl Denise. Okay. Okay, listen. Let me get right to it because I'm about to get ready to go to my other job in a second. But listen, I wanted to stop and open up myself and talk to you about me. And I think that you can probably relate to this. I believe you can. So, my title is about focus, feelings, and the power of observation. Wow, that sounds powerful, doesn't it? Wow, that's a boom for me. So as I was, you know, writing things down, I was just up last night doing a lot of thinking, about myself, where I'm at, where I've been through, where I came out of. How did I begin to have a solid foundation? I begin to be aware of who I am. I begin to um, see myself in a better place, beginning to be whole and be healed and just loving me, right? And doing some things that I didn't think I could do. So, and then just like, get, emotions and feelings when you get, when it comes to relationships or come to something that you feeling, having feelings for a person or whatever. Um, so it was just things that I noticed about me, just things that also that I kind of put off, um, because I was thinking ahead, thinking something just was going to happen. I put things off that I know I shouldn't have, like, I was going to school, and then things happened too. My mom passed away, and that was a really tough time for me. And at the time that she was in hospice, I was going to school and trying to do my homework, trying to help with mom, trying to help my siblings with my mom, and just, seeing that, my mom wasn't going to be on earth very long. So that was a lot of pressure on me. Um, and then at the same time, I was going through a divorce. So it was a really heavy moment in my life. So I took off some time from school, and now I was like, man, what am I doing? I need to go back. I need to finish this thing that I started, right? And just sometimes just losing that focus of where you want to go, or sometimes you put stuff off because you're waiting on someone else to make a decision so you can make this all this. Ah, I'm done. I don't want. I need to get back to where God has brought me through and brought me out, and has just done a lot of things for me, and to help me get through things, and help me to grow, and help me to recognize me and myself, who I am, and love me. So back to what I'm talking about. So again, the title is Focus, Feelings, and the Power of Observation. I have 3 points I want to make. So, and these are things that I had just was writing down, thinking about myself, thinking about where I'm at, thinking about where I've been, where I'm at, where I want to go. Okay. All right. So my first point is focus protects your future. Being focused protects your future. How is that so? So staying focused isn't about ignoring your feelings. Feelings are feelings. You have feelings. Be honest with yourself that you have these feelings. That's the best thing to do, is to be honest. It's just like us, when we come to God, He wants us to be honest. Be honest about how we feel. Be honest about where we at. Like, hey, God, this ain't cool. I don't like this. This is not a good place. This is hard right now. But then, God, I know that you love me and that you care, and I can cast all my cares upon you because you care for me. I know, God, that you will make a way possible. All things are possible through you. So yes, God wants us to be honest. And then, of course, and we recognize and we align ourselves with the word and know what God can do. May not be able to see it like that at that moment, but it will come to pass. It will happen. So yes, acknowledging your feelings, it is your feelings. It's who is feelings. You're human. You have feelings. It's okay to say, I have these feelings. Okay. But the thing is, it's about not allowing it or letting it have a temporary emotions make permanent decisions. Sometimes because we in our feelings, we begin to make these big booming decisions that's permanent, or that can be take a long time to get pulled from, because we making these decisions off of these emotions, right? I notice for myself, when I lose focus, I start to react instead of responding. I'm reacting off of my feelings. I'm thinking, what's this? Where's this going? How this? All this? I'm all over. I'm over here. I'm over there. I'm like, okay, Denise, stop, right? So, but when I stay focused, when I begin to start regrouping, refocusing, reprioritizing, I'm able to ask myself these questions. So I wrote this down. I'm able to ask myself, does this align with where I'm going? Is this thing that I'm into or going, whatever it is happening, is it aligning with where I'm going? Is it just feeding my emotions right now? What is this doing? And then that's it, and it's just a drop the mic and it's gone, or what? So so I'm learning that focusing keeps me anchored in my purpose, and then and not my mood, and not allowing my mood, because I'm a really emotional person. I wear my feelings on my shoulders. I love to express how I feel, but sometimes things you can get away. We can get away with those things. I'm not saying get away like, oh, I'm talking about we can run because these emotions, feelings that we have because of maybe some trauma, childhood trauma. Could be, maybe you didn't get the affirmation of love that you wanted, and this is what you're running after because it's what you feel like you need because you didn't get it. Or even when you was in a relationship or marriage that failed, or it didn't get, wasn't love the correct way, you reach and you search and you want that love. But learning that we had to have to search for or wanting it in a healthy way. Okay, so point number 2, emotions are information, not instructions. So to learn, emotions are information, not instructions. So I've learned, and I'm learning, that emotions are real. Again, like I said, it's okay to say how you feel. It's okay to say that you have these feelings, and be honest with yourself. That's the first person you need to be honest with too, is yourself. They're not always reliable leaders, your feelings. You can't always rely on your feelings, because your feelings would take you into places or get you caught up in situations that later on that you will truly, truly regret. And sometimes it'd be hard to forgive yourself because you allow this emotion, these feelings to lead you. And that feelings and got you all off course and got you all on the side somewhere that you ain't supposed to be in, nowhere around there. But you over there, sitting down over there. Yeah. Another thing is, and just because I feel strongly about something, or you feel strongly about something, that doesn't mean that you have to move quickly. And sometimes I know in my past in relationships or things, I just, you interested, you get involved, and you just boom, you get into a relationship because you instantly running quickly to, I want to connect, I want to make a connection, I want to make a commitment. And that's not always a good thing to do. You gotta focus and now learn how to your feelings, and to observe it before you make a decision of connecting yourself into something. check it out, see, watch, know the flat, know what's going on. Make sure you got to cover yourself, cover your heart, right? Cover your, whatever your dreams, your purpose, whatever, things like that. I hope I'm making sense to you. Um, Also, is help it tend to be rush into clarity, be rush into to outcomes. Like clarity, like okay, I need to know. I need to know. And sometimes don't get me wrong. It's good to ask questions. You should, but I'm learning too, and I've learned, and I'm learning. Sometimes I need to just be quiet. Shh, be quiet. Look and listen. Sit back. Just watch, right? Don't be so quick to make something happen. Sometimes we try to make things happen that's not supposed to happen. Or if it does, trying to make it happen now when it's not. It's just like baking cake or cookie. If you take it out too soon, it's too gooey and mushy in the middle. It might be on the outside, might be cute and all crispy and taste maybe, but it's not done. So you get in something and get too run ahead of your feelings and your emotions. It's not done. It's not ready, right? So learning to get your focus together and do something else, do something that's that you used to do that you don't do anymore. Journaling, I don't know, you like riding a bike, or building relationships with your girlfriends and hanging out and just really having a book club, or whatever you like. Go back to school, go to the gym. Just saying that, sometimes you got to do something else to offset the emotions and feelings so that it won't overtake you. You got to, so that you can be able to observe and see, know that your feelings, your emotions is information. It's not instructions for you just to go and just run and do. Okay, so to slow down in your mind and your heart, giving yourself some space, and to feel and to think, like, okay, what am I going, where's this at right now? Where's this person at? Where they're at in their lives. Where are you at in your life? How does connect to what you're called to do? How do you connect with what they're called to do? Things like that. So discipline is choosing wisdom even when your emotions are loud. So that's a lot for me. And so this is, and my third point is observation before participation. Oh my gosh. Whew. How much of your heart could we have been saving? Observe before you participate. Sometimes you get in and you participate in it because something you went waiting a long time for, or it just seemed like it just so perfectly fit. It just this is like, I want to get it before I go run away. So, oh my gosh, this statement just truly makes me think of a routine patterns that we do, that we have to notice about ourselves. Is this something that I'm used to? This is, have I done this before? And what did it do? How did it work out for you? So this is truly a learning tool, one of the most powerful things I'm learning to practice is observation. Just like I said, just sitting back and, you know, uh, listening, listen to understand and not to respond. Whew. I'm telling myself that. I got to keep on telling myself that, because sometimes I be like, I want to know. I want to know. I want information. I want to know where that. I want to know. But I have to just like, Denise, okay, just stop, sit down, sit back, relax, and just observe, watch, and listen. Okay. So watching patterns. Wrote this down. Watching patterns. Uh, Mine's, yours, yourself. I'm watching your pattern. I'm watching my patterns, and others. Other people can have patterns that come in your life. That they may have patterns that, if you listen to what they're saying, you can catch on to their patterns. That this is what they do too. Um, so before jumping in, and I know sometimes we be like, oh God, the clock is ticking. Not just literally the clock. We talking about life. We talking about as you get older. You be like, oh, I'm getting older. I got more years behind me than I do got in front of me. God, I want to enjoy. There's certain things I want to be able to enjoy, right? But time, that don't mean you rush. Yeah, you want to, you don't want, I know I don't want that. Where I didn't, got a few, whatever left years I got, good, to be in a heartbreaking situation again. And I'm 90. You know what I'm saying, right? No. So yes, we all human, and we make mistakes, right? But we've growing and learning from those mistakes, learning from them decisions and choices. And when we started to really sit back and look and begin to process these things, and change our minds, our perspective, and um and just seeing what God says, and stop just making decisions off of our past something, or status quo, or let's put our two pennies together so we can make this work. Or it's got to be more than that. Got to be more than that. Observe instead of immediately trying to push past, waiting on God. And then you get yourself entangled. Sometimes we want to, like, wait a minute, God, hold on, wait. I'm gonna go. I got this. I got this from here. Like, God don't know what He doing. Like, He didn't put the stars in the sky and they just hanging up there. Like, He didn't know how to bring up the sun and then bring the sun down, bring them. But like, He don't know what to do. Like, you got to push Him out the way. Like, He don't know what He doing in your life. No, He know what He doing. And some things that God allowed to be, to, like, it's a attention catcher. It's like, I'm trying to get your attention, daughter, son, that, no, wait, right? So I thank God for that Father that He is to us, that He loves us so much, that He wants the very, very best for us. We think we know what the very best is. We have no idea what the very best is. God knows exactly what we need. So I don't want to push God. And I want God. I want Him to be all in front, all up in it, because I want what's right. Right? So this is when we need to gain discernment. I see what's consistent, to see what's, need to gain discernment to see what's consistent, what's sincere, what's true, and what's familiar. This is something familiar. This is how you used to do it. This is, People always talking about, my type. I want my type. Your type is one that got your hair coming out, got you stressed all out, you lost all this weight, or you didn't gained a lot of weight, or you just you lost everything or whatever, and because you want your type. So what about God's will? What about waiting? Sitting back and just focusing, understanding your feelings and know where to place them, and observation, and just waiting on God. Yes, that's sometimes that can be hard, and it can be lonely. It can get lonely, but I rather, I rather, I rather do that. So observation keep us from repeating cycles. Um, Also, it helps you to, um, not to repeat the cycles that you outgrown, that you worked so hard at to come out of. You work so hard on yourself to go back into that familiar spot. So, um, that was hard. That was a lot of tears. There was a lot of crying. Yeah, a lot of hard times. A lot of you couldn't get up out the bed. Yeah, times you ignored a lot of phone calls because you just didn't want to talk. You just, you know, yes, you didn't heard thousands of sermons about God loves you and it's gonna be, God gonna work things out for the good. You heard it. And it's like I'm tired. I don't want to hear. This is how I feel. I'm hurt. And I'm not saying that not to listen, but sometimes you get in those places when you have been hurt and you've been let down, you have been disappointed, you have been deceived, that you just like, I don't want to hear that. I'm tired. I'm wore out. I just can't go any further. So then when you go through that process, because nothing happens, it's just like ever in Ezekiel chapter 37, um 1 through, I don't know, go down to 10 or something like that, where God was talking to Ezekiel about these dry bones, and how he's talking about he's going to put sinew, all flesh, all. Just go into it. So things it's a process. Things don't happen all at once. It's a thing. God gonna take you through that. God's gonna take you through your healing process of teaching you how to love yourself, teaching you what to look out for, teaching you about who you are, what things that you need to get together, and ask for forgiveness, for God to take out of you, so that you can learn and be how to be settled and be in a foundation where from what you maybe something happened to you, and that you have to go through some type of counseling or whatever to maybe somebody could help open up some things to you that you couldn't see on your own, right? So those are the things that I wanted to share with you. So I also wanted to say before I close out, got to ready to go, but staying focused, managing emotions, and choosing observation isn't about becoming cold or distant to nobody. It's about becoming intentional about for you to be healthy, to be whole, to be, say mentally, your mental health. And the Bible says to guard your heart, because out of it flows the issues of life. So it's you got to protect yourself. It's okay. It's okay. Hard lessons. This is a hard lesson, but I'm learning that to move with clarity, with purpose. So I hope I said something that was helpful, encouraging. I try not to be all over the place, but I just want you to understand where I'm at. And hopefully, by me sharing with you about where I'm at, that you can see yourself and see that there's some things that you need to do before you move forward into something else. Or um, that's just it. Just before you move to whatever it is. All right. So you have a good day. I'm about to get myself ready to go. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.